I love to talk about what's going on in the neighborhood. So, ladies, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Karen Tassoni. I am the founder of After Awareness.
And you are?
And I'm Dee Werblin. I am the president of After Awareness.
And what is After Awareness?
After Awareness, we raise awareness on legal abuse. Legal abuse is when an abuser uses or threatens to use any legal system to cause harm or control.
So in English.
So, for example, family law,
Okay.
elder abuse, HR. There is medical abuse. We go technology abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse. So those are some examples of.
Isn't it crazy that there's even technology abuse? That just amazes me. But I went through something earlier this year that use of technology hacked my life. And it was like, oh my gosh. And then, the victim, cost me all this money to get it fixed. And I'm like, well, what about the person that did it?
The accountability.
Right. And
Absolutely.
I just don't get that at all. But I guess they haven't figured that out yet, or do we have to have insurance for it? I don't know. What is the answer to that?
I mean, it's abuse. And so a lot of times accountability, it's technical, and so the accountability is hard, and it's hard to prove. So the victim is the one that has to go prove that they were a victim. That makes it really hard. It's like kind of a form of domestic violence, actually.
I never looked at it like that until you just said that, but I can get that because I know we had the police officer in here, and I couldn't say it, but I knew him from all of the stuff. And he was talking about the scams that are out there right now. And that is something, it is crazy that, because of technology. And even yesterday, my husband got something, and he's like, is this real? It looks really real. And isn't it scary?
It's the awareness. And that's some of the reason why we're doing it is because when we kind of hear about it, we kind of know, but we're not fully aware.
Okay,
And
so what are you going to teach us on Saturday?
We actually, Saturday's our fundraiser, annual fundraiser. You can contact us anytime and we teach you and we raise awareness. We have workshops. We're doing all of those things.
Okay, so how do we get a hold of you? You have Facebook, Instagram, what do you have?
Our website is afterawareness.org. And we have an events section for this Saturday because it's all about fun. And hopefully we do a lot of we know we're doing something with teams, which is a program called LEAF, which is legal, emotional, and financial. So a person's well-rounded with not just needing legal aid, but they need emotional support as well as financials. They need to get their financials in order. If they're going to face something like this, they need to be prepared. So that's the hardest part is it ends up being financial abuse because it ends up being so long that it ends up the person financially can't afford no more legal representation, and that's where it gets.
It's a catch-22 then. So they start off strong maybe, and then you think the price is one thing, and then that was for one piece of paper, or two, you know what I'm saying? And then the next thing if you want to do this or you want to pursue this, it's another amount of money, right?
And then when you can't afford it and you're desperate, it's emotional, and so when you're really emotional, people are like, oh hey, so it's a catch-22 on how to educate and become self-aware, to learn how to help yourself during this time and find the right resources that will help with you and understand it, because it is a circle. I call it the ping pong effect.
Well, and people, they get so exhausted that you end up giving up. So the system or whatever happened wins.
Right. Because
you're so tired and you're drained emotionally, financially, and you end up giving up.
Well, I think we all need an advocate. I totally believe that anything in life we need an advocate. It's great that we're strong and that we think we can do all this, but you also need somebody behind you saying you're doing the right decision, or you got to go to that other appointment, or you got to show up for that, even when you're tired or even when you're exhausted, because I think that's when it falls through the cracks. And I think that that's when the other person gets that paper through or something gets signed, and then you get a notice and saying, well, it's done. What do you mean it's done? How can that be done? And that's the part that I think more and more people, because they're not staying on top of it, or they missed a T or an I or whatever, I think that's when we're really in trouble.
And it is that balance, because if you are emotionally having a hard time, that's not the time to appear, and it's not the time to talk for yourself, and you do need that support. So it is a balance. It really is hard. And it's sad that we become victims of something, and then we have to learn how to behave to be a proper victim. And that's just the
we
reality.
need a book on that. Become a victim, and how do we handle it, huh?
Well, and it's also a twofold. Like a lot of advocates burn out easy because it's just repetitive, and we need to all jointly, combine our resources and our education so that way we can try to make some change, because it is a lot. I mean, when we look at the history of this has been going on forever.
Right.
And so it's not something new, but it's just us, technology changes and our beliefs change. And when a new victim comes in, they've never faced this, there's an awareness. And that when that happens, we need that support, because it is shocking when you're really alone, and when you think it's just you, or this such a unique situation, and then you realize it is a unique situation, but it's definitely a pattern, and that's the.
So,
form
what
of
are you
abuse.
raising the money for on Saturday? Where's it at? What time? And tell us, is there baskets to auction off? What is going on?
Yes. Oh, we have some great silent auction. We have some great things. I can't wait for that. The auction and the raffles are going to be great. We have a live $500 prize, live, actual, online. You can go do that if you can't make the event.
So you have an auction online, is what you're saying. And where's that at?
We actually have a raffle online at 10 p.m., so it'll be live.
Okay.
And it's a $500 cash prize.
Yeah, you don't have to be present to win.
And,
so.
yes, and you don't have to be present
And
to
is
win.
that through the website? Or
It is.
Okay.
If you go to afterawareness.org/events, and you can sign up for that if you can't make the event and help support. The money is going towards the actual survivors, and we have the LEAF, the legal, emotional, and financial teams, and those teams are doing, like, we have an attorney who will help with a reduced rate, and we support the survivor with those services, and we are raising the money because everything helps the survivors.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and 100%. We are nonprofit, so we don't ever charge for our survivors at all, and we want to be able to build the network and partnerships, and we do have to pay them. I mean, they're not free. There are a lot of people who are pro bono, and we do get a lot of partners, and there are times we can help people for free, but we do need to pay for that help when we do get
Well,
those
we don't want to
survivors.
burn out the people that are trying to help either.
Exactly, and we just need to, at least pay them something, if not full
Filing
price.
fees, or, for the
Yes.
paralegal or whatever, because it all adds up.
It does. And, it just takes a little bit of the work from a survivor to have to go find an attorney who would understand legal abuse, because it's not always abuse. There's regular family law, and it doesn't mean we're being abused just because we're getting a divorce. It takes a knowledge of understanding, is this abuse? Is this not abuse? Educating survivors like how to help themselves through a divorce so that it doesn't become abuse. And it's just it's an awareness that we do need those professionals to help.
Well, we all Google everything. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I was Googling earlier today. And the problem is Google is amazing and wonderful, okay? And AI is amazing and wonderful. But you have to talk to it or ask the right questions. And I think what happens with all the technology out there, we ask it the way we interpret it, okay, or the way we want it to come out, okay? But that's not what's happening. That's why the attorney is important to have, because he's neutral.
Yep.
And he's been to school, or she, and understands the lingo, because one little word, I never knew when you got up there, it was guilty, not guilty, or what's the other one? I just went completely blank. But the one that it's like, that doesn't mean either one.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can say that one?
Yeah.
And because I'm not guilty. No, but you've been charged with this, so you need to say. And I'm like, or whatever. How do people even understand that nowadays?
Yes.
And so they need to have professional legal guidance.
Exactly, and support. And the teams are really crucial, because the attorneys can work with the counselors, and the counselors can work with the financial coach, and they can all sit together and help build that plan for that person. It's not just one way. An attorney may have one way. You can have a counselor saying you shouldn't be talking to that abuser, and then you can have the attorney saying you have to talk to that.
Right.
So it's a very team oriented, which is what we're trying to, we're trying to raise awareness on how that's crucial to have that team. And most people can't afford that team. Like,
Right.
I couldn't afford an attorney and a financial coach
Right.
and a counselor. Like,
And a
I would've
mediator
gone-
and all those things, right?
and so just knowing that there's those teams of people and that they understand that balance is
Now,
really
do you have
saving
to
a lot of time.
qualify to be part of you guys? I mean, how does somebody's listening right now and they're going through something. They don't even know if they need a team. I mean, you don't know.
You know, we have.
You don't know until you're deep into it.
Right.
And you know what we do is we actually work with everyone. We sit down and determine if someone is in financial need. That's where we raise the money and we try to help those people. If we don't have the money, we do the best we can. Everyone refers each other. We have a network. Volusia County has a great community where we work and partner with the Domestic Abuse Council, and we try our best to work with each other to get those resources if they can't afford them. But when you can't afford them, it's great. You can say, hey, this is great. Look at these resources. So-and-so does a reduced rate. I didn't know that. If I just had that, I would have been great. And so we determine if the person can afford it or not afford it. And then we also what is their needs? Do they really need something? Do they not? Preventive is huge. We want to know, hey, are we needing those services? Because a lot of people come in and buy things they don't need and then realize they were kind of taken advantage of. And that's one of the things, just to be educated on your resources.
I like that even the person that can afford it can come and talk to you, because, even though they can afford it, doesn't mean they understand that you need A, B, C, and D.
Yes.
They might think they just need D.
That's right.
Well,
and a lot of people that can't afford it pay for things, and then they eventually become financially abused where they can't afford it anymore. And that's
Quickly.
really bad.
That happens so fast.
Yeah, and it's not always
know that
attorneys. It could be
personally.
anyone out there just taking advantage of survivors that they know are vulnerable and desperate. And I was one. I was a survivor. I did this because I was out looking for things. And when I'd find it sometimes, I was like, okay, I'm at a point now where I'm really, really broke. He's broken me. And I just can't afford this. And then oh no, we will help you. And then after an hour of you literally re-triggering yourself, come to find out they want $8,000. And you're like, what part of I didn't have money did you not understand? So it's a lot of wasted time, triggering emotional and financial. And so just knowing that, we can guide them to the right resources. And that's what our goal is.
Well, and I think what happens is sometimes people think we're restraining order, get a restraining order. I think that's like a word that everybody knows, but it's just not that easy. And you think it is, but it's not. And you go there and you ask to go to the legal library, even at the clerk of courts or whatever it's called. And they're not that helpful, which I understand why they're not that helpful. Yeah. But one wrong piece of paper can set you so far back.
And one of the things we're doing as a community, we have something called Leaf Kits. And the Leaf Kits is legal, emotional, and financial resources. And we're getting this. One of the reasons we're raising the money as well is so we can go to the courthouses, the churches, the police department, and they can hand out those resources. And they're ones that are, we all know about domestic violence. We all know about different things. And that's hard when you walk into a courthouse and say, I'm being legally abused. And they're like, we can't help you legally. And everyone doesn't know how to really find the right resources, which is why we felt legal abuse is, you can also have, it could cross over. You can have both. You can have domestic violence and legal abuse, but it's also important to understand what resources for what.
So on your website, do you explain the different things to people and start educating them there before
we
they
do.
even?
We
do.
do.
We have a paperwork to fill out online? How does it work?
We do. Right now, our information, we're having a whole new website built. So for the new year, we'll have a great new website that will include all that online. For now, we do it individually. And of course, Lee raises a lot of money for our event, and then we can try to build that up. But we do offer in the future something called the Leaf Alliance, which offers not only a community where people can go and have peer-to-peer support, but to be able to have those resources online and to save a lot of time as well, because it is hard when advocates have to individually help people.
So when again is your event? Where's it at? What times?
It is this Saturday, November 8th from 2 to 10 p.m. or as long as we want to party. We're going to have a Posy Vibes photo booth. We're going to have Shane doing body painting under the glowing.
We have a singer coming from Nashville, John Stone. So that's really cool too.
Oh, and from 2 to 5, we're going to have a massage lady. We're going to just
and Salty D's Beachside.
Yes, I was going to say.
I guess
and an
everybody
address.
needs to know where.
Yes, and an address.
Salty D's Beachside.
And that's my restaurant. Okay. So everybody come. It's going to be a blast.
And what's the address?
790 South Atlantic Ave, Ormond Beach.
Very nice restaurant, good food. And so come
Great
out
food.
and eat dinner, find out what's going on. Even if you don't understand any of this, there's a reason why you're listening. There's a reason why you stay tuned. Maybe you're going, what does that mean really? Well, come on out. You can ask questions. You can donate some money. Find
Our
out what's going
entire
on.
board will be there.
Okay.
Even one of our one or two people that are, one's from California, one's from Connecticut. So we all have everyone there.
Okay.
And you can ask questions.
And this is an amazing group of people that have put their heart and souls into this Leaf Kit. The whole organization is just
Now,
incredible.
how old is your organization?
We are 3 now. This is our 3rd annual.
Okay.
And we have 9 really strong board members. And we
That's
have
a lot of decisions.
Yes, yes, and it's a very strong board. Everyone is wonderful, and that's a hard thing to do with a nonprofit. And we have a lot of support from our community. So we have great attorneys, and we have counselors that join in, and we have everyone who's partnered with us, which is invaluable. We really feel like we've come a long way in 3 years.
So if there's somebody listening right now, maybe they're an attorney, maybe they're a counselor, maybe they're one of those items, and they say, I would like to help. Are you looking for new
Please,
partners
always,
also? And how would somebody get a hold of you that way?
I'm on the website. Our website, our phone number is right all over there. You can call us right from afterawareness.org, and directly call me. My phone is 925-339-0021. Just directly call me or text me, and we will find the right resources for you, or we will definitely answer any questions you have.
Well, that's really important. You said you had, go ahead.
I want to add for the event on Saturday, all day Saturday, anything, all proceeds, 25% goes directly to the nonprofit for the restaurant.
awesome.
Everything else goes directly to the nonprofit, the raffles and everything, but 25% of all sales on Saturday will go
So come
to the
and eat,
nonprofit.
try Salty D's, have some food. Have
Yeah,
some
so even if
drinks,
you're
and-
just coming for lunch, it's still going to help the nonprofit.
That's awesome.
So
So now you said you have upcoming like seminars and workshops and stuff like that. What are you looking to do in the future?
We are working with a lot of partners because we have a lot of attorneys and counselors and a lot of training. So we're working with the actual experts to help them get educated on legal abuse alone, because a lot of times attorneys are busy. They don't have time to, focus on what is legal abuse. And so we're doing a lot of training. We're going to do a summit annually. We're going to start that. It'll be our first annual for our summit, and it'll be a 4-day summit to help educate experts as well. And then in doing that, we, also continue to work and build our training for our LEAF, which is the Legal, Emotional, Financial. And that will be on our website, like I mentioned, with our alliance. So it'll be 100% free to all survivors. They can go online and have access to those resources. And that is key to be educated. Understand what it is. Are you being abused? Are you not being abused? Never be afraid to ask. Like, hey, here's my situation. Everyone has time to listen and determine, is this normal, not normal? Because it could start off normal, and then it could become abuse if we don't follow what we know could prevent that, because otherwise you're falling into the trap of the abuser.
Right.
And they do trap you. So once you're in it, it's hard to get out of it. So you want to prevent it.
And you can also probably educate people that feel like something's going on and it's really not going on. Also, it can be both ways, can't it?
It can be. And it's really important for you to have that confidence and self-awareness of what's going on. And if it is bad, or if it is something like, whoa, this is shocking, at least everyone's able to help you through that, and you can kind of not feel alone. And that's really crucial.
Well, we all need a sounding board, and we need a sounding board that's not in the situation.
Yeah.
Because when you have your friend who's in the situation or knows all your side, it's
Yes.
also hard.
Right.
So you need a person that isn't
with
in it.
no emotions tied to it at all.
And can
Exactly.
say, hey, step back, let's take a deep breath. Okay,
Yeah.
this is which way we need to go. And that sometimes is just so great, just to have somebody that is neutral, because
Honestly, when you're going through this, even though people hear you and you might feel like you're not alone all the way, you need to really be able to communicate and understand what to ask questions for, because I started this because somebody went through this, and when at the end of the day, when they kill themselves, that's the point where you're saying, what could I have done different? Or how could I have done that? Or, oh, I didn't realize it was that bad. When they're talking, but they're just so scared, they're afraid. And especially when children are involved. And when children are involved, you don't know outcomes, and we want to just be able to have attorneys and counselors and be able to kind of say, look, we've dealt with this for years, we understand different outcomes, and here's how you get different outcomes. So you're able to take the approaches you need to, and that's what we want to do. That's my mission. Is I started this to say, no one, as long as I can help it, I'll help one person not feel that alone. And that's why I think legal abuse is such a hard thing, because other abuses are more adaptable and understandable, but this one, people just say, get an attorney, what's your problem? And it does make it frustrating when you are doing everything you can and you're still entrapped. So that's why legal abuse is kind of often overlooked. So,
and that's how we met, because I was going through legal
I
abuse.
didn't know if you wanted to say.
Yeah,
what's
no,
going on
that's
with you.
totally fine. That's how we met. I had an event on the medical kidnapping story that I shared before on here. So that's kind of under the umbrella, my nonprofit, of what she has started. A friend of hers came to my event and was like, oh my gosh, you guys have to talk. And I went to another event, spoke at her event she was holding, and we just connected. And this lady right here has helped me so much. And she's been my step back, breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, she has helped me so much, because you do get so emotional that, your head
Well,
just
it's your
starts spinning
life.
and you don't know what to do.
It's your life, your grandkids, your
Yes.
kids, your husband, your
Yes.
brother, your sister, whatever. When it's you personally or somebody in your family, our bear comes out. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I was listening to a thing the other day, and it was saying you need to either be a lamb or a lion. And the problem is, when we're personally involved, we're the lion.
Yeah.
No matter what, we don't even calm down. We're just the lion.
You don't have a choice.
Nope. But we really need to step back, and sometimes we just need to be the lamb.
Yes.
Because we're seeing way more than what is really happening, because we're hurt.
especially in legal abuse, because that's why people become victims, because it is hard to, when you're in a court, you're going to get in trouble for talking out in front of a judge. You have to be calm. You have to be able to, and if you can't be calm, see, I'm kind of not that. I would get upset and be like, shouldn't be in the court. I should have somebody speaking on my behalf, because I know I'm not going to, I don't want it to make it worse, right? So knowing what we can do and what we can't do at the right time is very crucial. And in legal, attorneys can be like, just give me the facts. And you're like, but I'm emotional. It's like, that's okay. Let's build the plan. Let's get it so we can help you with your attorney.
And that's why I always say, tell me in English, because
Yes.
the words are so big and they're so overwhelming, and you're like, I don't get any of it. And we're scared to admit that we don't get it, aren't
Yes.
we?
Well,
Why
and
are we so funny about that? I guess because we're educated, grown-up adults, we think we can't say we don't understand what you're saying.
Well, some of it's not logical, and when we're in it, we're just shocked. We're in awe. And we're like, what's going on? How is this happening? And that's when a lot of people are like, sorry, and they don't understand. So when an attorney is trying to help you, sometimes they actually are trying to help you, but you're the emotional person saying no, and then later down the road. So one of our attorneys, we did an interview, and she said the hardest part is to explain to someone that it's gonna take time, and we want it now, fix it, and that is very normal, because we want to get over the trauma and move back on to the regular life. And sometimes we have to do our life and continue and step back and kind of take baby steps in this, and that's what the teams are for. To
Yeah,
help.
because we're waiting on a court date, or we're waiting on a piece of paper, or we're waiting
And
on
you
whatever.
you can't control the system. So it is very frustrating. Legal abuse is a real thing because of that, and that's when it happens more often than we think.
All right, so we need to go to your website. What's that website again?
Afterawareness.org
Or we need to call you at
386-349-9048 is our office line, and my cell phone is 925-339-0021.
And we want to come out where?
Salty D's Beachside, and it's 790 South Atlantic Ave, Ormond Beach.
And it's this Saturday?
This Saturday.
And it's from 2 to 10 or further. Depends. We can go on the website. If we can't come, and we can go live on that auction, right?
Yes.
And are you still looking for partners?
We
And
are.
Are you still looking for giveaways and baskets and all that fun
Yes,
stuff?
we are desperately looking for a couple of those, but we would love some volunteers that wouldn't mind even sitting at some of the the raffle tables and stuff like that.
And what is you have to be trained to do to be a volunteer?
Nothing. We will train you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
We will
because
also
sometimes,
feed
know-
you.
Oh, well, seafood's
So
always
if you want to
involved.
come and volunteer, we will feed you.
Yes, we graciously. She is helping.
And she puts
with
out a
so
spread.
much
She
more.
puts out a spread. It's not just a soda and a biscuit,
It's
okay? She puts out a
wonderful.
spread.
That is
Wonderful.
credit to my chef. He's absolutely amazing. He loves doing events
well, I
like
think
that.
he must
so.
have a little bit from you, though. You must allow him to do that because he does a great
We're a good
job.
team.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do
We're a
great.
good team.
Tell us one last time your ministry, your name, your website, and your phone number.
I'm Karen Tassoni, and it's afterawareness.org. And my phone number is 925-339-0021. And my email is karen@afterawareness.org.
And we invite you out this Saturday, no matter if you're in the middle of it, you're just beginning, you're maybe at the end of it, you can encourage somebody, right? Because those testimonies of you making through it really help the other
Yes.
person, don't they?
Yes.
And
we
we'll
need
be
to-
speaking a little bit on the stories too. So even if you just want to come and listen, because both of us have stories that have happened, right here. The medical kidnapping with my grandchildren happened in Volusia County. I'll be sharing some of that Saturday. So just come, have some food. Like I said, even if you can't donate, 25% of everything on Saturday will go to the nonprofit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
thank you,
thank
ladies,
you.
so much for coming by. God bless
Thank you for having us.